Is Salt Lake City really one of the most dangerous places to live here in the country? In today's video, we're talking just that, on why Salt Lake City has ranked as one of the most dangerous places here in the US. I'll be sharing my opinions and thoughts on this, but before we get into the video, if you're new here, my name is Marvin Alvarado, the Sneakerhead Realtor here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I get calls and messages from people just like you every single day looking to make their move here to the state of Utah, and I love hearing from you guys. So if you're thinking about making a move here in the next 3 days, 3 months, or even a year from now, feel free to reach out to me. You can call me, text me, or email me. You can also book a call with me directly down below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to helping you make your move to Utah as smooth as possible. Now, let's get into the video. So Fox 13, which is a local TV station and news station here in Salt Lake City, recently ran a segment stating that Salt Lake City ranks as one of the most dangerous places to live here in the country. So let me share this video with you, and then we'll give you my thoughts afterwards.
Salt Lake City has fallen to 58th on this year's U.S. News and World Report's Best Places to Live list. This is all based on home value, job market, and quality of life. Salt Lake also got a lower education score and a higher crime rating. Fox 13 News reporter Chris Arnold shows us.
Lindsay Faber has called Salt Lake home for most of her life.
I moved away for about 4 years for college, and then I came back during the pandemic.
On a warm spring day, Faber's enjoying some quality time with her dog, Berkeley.
I think it's a perfect place if you love to be outside, which I currently am.
Salt Lake City has once again ranked on the list of top cities to live in the country, according to a 2023-24 list compiled by the U.S. News and World Report, containing the 150 most populous metro areas across the country. Salt Lake secured a spot at number 58 overall on the list after being ranked 23rd each of the last 2 years.
I think the amount of outdoor opportunities it has, I feel like sometimes when you're in a big city, you miss those things.
However, on another list in the report, Salt Lake came in at 11th for most dangerous places in the U.S. While Salt Lake is behind cities like Memphis and Albuquerque, who came in at first and second respectively, they are ahead of cities like Denver, Houston, and St. Louis. This list looked at violent and property crime rates in 2020 per 100,000 people. It showed that 238 violent crimes were committed per 100,000 people in Salt Lake, which is below the national average according to the report. However, Salt Lake exceeded the national average when it comes to property crimes, at more than 2,400 per 100,000 people.
It does definitely surprise me, but I could see that happening just because of Salt Lake growing so fast.
Overall crime in Salt Lake City is as low as it's been in 7 years.
This was Salt Lake City Police Chief Mike Brown speaking nearly 2 weeks ago, painting a much different picture when giving an update on the city's violent crime reduction plan. He says violent crime is down more than 16% citywide. According to numbers from the department's crime control plan, it shows that from September 2021 to September of last year, citywide property crimes were down nearly 15%. While Faber tells Fox 13 News she feels safe living in Salt Lake, she did offer a solution to help bring down crime.
I think it just probably goes into taking care of the Salt Lake residents.
In Salt Lake, Chris Arnold, Fox 13 News, Utah.
So as you can see, this article or this segment by Fox 13 is saying that Salt Lake City ranks at number 11, while some other major cities like Denver at number 15, Houston at 16, and St. Louis at 24. It's basically saying that Salt Lake City is a more dangerous place to live than some of these other major cities. In my personal opinion, I've lived here in the state of Utah and around Salt Lake City since I was 11 years old. So we're going on, almost 30 years now. But in my personal opinion, I think Salt Lake City is a safe place to live. Obviously, just like if you are going to be in any other city, if you're in downtown, looking for trouble, and looking if you're in areas that may have higher crimes, then yeah, you may run into the situations. You may run into a situation where you're getting robbed, or somebody's breaking into your car. But I think as a resident of the Salt Lake City Salt Lake City area or state of Utah, you have to be diligent about that, right? Make sure you're not looking for that trouble. Make sure you're staying out of areas that have that higher crime. But at the end of the day, like I said, I feel like Salt Lake City is a fairly safe place to live. especially as you get outside of downtown Salt Lake City and into the suburbs. You're going to be very safe in those areas. Obviously, there are going to be pockets in different cities outside of Salt Lake City where there may be higher crimes, maybe neighborhoods that are lower priced or lower income. Then you may see issues in those cities. But overall, like I said, just like any other place here in the U.S., there are going to be pockets where it's a little bit more dangerous, or there's a little bit more crime. But at the end of the day, like I said, I feel like Salt Lake City is a fairly safe place to live. And in my personal opinion, I don't think that it's more dangerous than some of these other major cities that this segment is saying. But like I said, if you're planning on making a move here to Salt Lake City, Utah, or the Salt Lake City area, make sure you're doing your homework and understand what the area looks like before committing to a certain area. If you have any questions about the Salt Lake City area and what things look like, feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, all my contact information is below. You can call me, text me, or email me. I'll get back to you typically right away, same day, within a few minutes to an hour of you reaching out. But I look forward to hearing from you if you have any questions about that. But I hope this information has been helpful. And like I said, don't feel like Salt Lake City, is a dangerous place to live, because in my personal opinion, it's not. And then even if you go to this segment or this video that's also on YouTube, you'll also see the comments that they're not necessarily agreeing with this. These are residents of Salt Lake City that are saying this, and these are residents that have also lived in other places. But if you want the link to this video, let me know. Drop questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you.